Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing the War Robots test server, testing out the Scorpion. I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm doing here with my hanger. It's been set up good already. So showing off the first one is a Scorpion with the atomizer and the Quarker. I think this is going to be a really killer setup. Obviously I've been playing this before and I'm doing commentary afterwards. But to explain, showing you the Scorpion here as well, but to explain how I set up my hanger is that based on my real hanger, my real boss that I have in War Robots, I'm testing out right now because I want to get the Scorpion. So what setups are best? I have two Phantoms as well to test out two setups that I'm planning to do on the live server, and I have a Titan with a setup that I want to do in the live server as well. So this is a good way to maximize the test server and my playtime to see what is the best. So that was the first one. This is the second one, the Scorpion with the Storm and Halo, the shotgun setup. Regarding the pilots, I think every pilot on every Scorpion is the same, with the same four pilot skills. Here you see the Phantom. It's the Phantom Atomizer with Shredder. I love the setup because they're all three 500 meters, and the Shredder can lock down, which is good, and the Atomizer can do damage. These are the pilot skills. This is very similar to the pilot skills that I have in real life. Now this is the second setup, is the Quarker with Atomizers. You can see the modules as well in these setups. They're basically all the same: last stand, damage module, and a anti-control. Unfortunately, they don't have the legendary pilot for the Phantom, a second one, so I had to do a different pilot. Similar pilot skills as well. Lastly, we have here the Scorpion with the cryo weapons. I also think this is going to be a very good setup. You'll see later on in the video. Modules similar to each other, and also pilot skills. As you can see in the video, all the pilot skills for the Scorpions all have 4 skills, because I'm planning probably going to put only 4 skills on my real Scorpion in the live server. So yeah, that's my my bot setup. Oh, and here's also my author. Obviously I put 2 ruptures on it and a gendarme. I'm planning to get a catalysm, but on the test server there's no catalysm, so I put the gendarme on it just to see how it is. I didn't do much with the modules because I don't plan on doing much with the modules in the live server, but I'm really curious to how the rupture is going to perform. I think the ruptures are really good against other other arters. So let's jump into the match. So I guess we get Beacon Rush. I think I'm starting off with the Scorpion with Atomizer. Yeah, Atomizer and Quarker. In my opinion, the Scorpion isn't really a good beacon capper because it's quite slow. I already put the extra speed on it. I haven't put the 3 beacons on the enemy side and then I get another extra speed on it. I haven't put that on this because I don't plan on putting that on my Scorpion on the live server. But I might, and that would change the speed a little bit. Here you see me use the ability. Unfortunately it's a Falcon, so it's quite tanky, but as you can see, the Quarker and the Atomizer is doing pretty good damage here. But you know, never gonna win against Falcon, so I teleport back. So basically, to explain to you how the ability works is that when you press your ability, it will put a translocator on the location where you're standing. You have like 1 or 2 seconds left to move a little bit and change targets a little bit. The target that you are aiming at within the 500 range, you'll be teleporting to that person, and it will automatically turn properly to that enemy for you to just start firing. So if the enemy is in your back, it will turn automatically, so you don't have to turn yourself. Or if you teleport and it's standing right in front of you or next to you, it will aim to that person, or at least the aim goes to that person. That's how it works. You have to press another time on the ability to teleport back. If you don't do that, you will stay there at the location where you are without your damage reduction and the extra built-in weapon. In this video, sometimes you will see that I press the button to the ability to go back to my translocator, but it doesn't work. I think it's a bug, a glitch in the War Robots test server. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Here you can see that I lost against the Falcon eventually, onto the Scorpion with the cryo weapons. In my opinion, in my experience, is that the Atch and Quirk is really strong because they have unlimited ammo, and that is really a good benefit, especially when you have a backstab ability. Now, the cryo is really good damage, and also the ability to have a damage become more if you hit the enemy is really good. The only downside to that, in my opinion, is that when the cryo weapons are empty, which happens quite quickly in my opinion, then you don't have that much damage output, as you can see here. So I wait to charge it a little bit, the ammo, so I can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time instead of just one rocket at the time. But that's the downside of a cryo weapon. And what you can do, just like with the Phantom that has cryo weapons right now, is that you use your ability, unload your weapons of cryo weapons, and then just teleport back when that is empty. But that does mean that sometimes you will not get the kill, because one full load of 2 cryo and 1 rhyme sometimes does not kill the enemy. Especially most of the people playing on the live server have last stand, so then you would have to wait. I'm not a big fan of that, so for me the cryo weapons are second place right now, and the atomizer and Quirker are first place, just because the range is an advantage, and also the unlimited ammo is an advantage. So you see I'm trying to get the beacon back against a Ravana. A Ravana is also a very good enemy because its ability is really annoying. So you have to be careful with when you fire and not waste any ammo when he uses his ability. Unfortunately, I didn't get the kill there. So one thing I also noticed, I don't showcase it here in the video though, but in other gameplays, is that when you, this match was so quickly, when you teleport to a flying opponent, it will teleport to that person, but then you just fall and drop down to the ground. So like against an Ao Ming or an Ao Guang or any of those type of bots, it has no use using your ability. Obviously, it's a good way to teleport to different places. I think that is one advantage over the Phantom, is that the Scorpion can teleport to any bot. Okay, you don't need to attack them if you don't want to, and just stay there, maybe get a beacon, or stay there as a sneak attack. But when your ability ends, you can still not teleport back and just stay there. So for example, if you in the previous map, if I'm down below the surface and I want to go to the top, to the roof, I can just teleport to an enemy and don't show myself or don't let him know that I'm there. Some people don't even know that you're there if you use your ability, and just you just got a shortcut to the roof. Yeah. So back to this game. So we just got into a new game. As you can see here, now I'm showcasing the shotgun setup because we didn't have time to do that in the previous map. But again, this is similar to the cryo weapons, is that when the amount of damage output in the beginning with the full ammo is good. If you hit them and the aim is good. But when you're out of ammo, that's when the trouble starts, because then you have to wait the really slow reload, and then the enemies are just so strong usually, they don't give you those extra seconds to reload, and then you just die. So for me, the shotgun setup is the third place, my least favorite. My number one favorite is still the Scorpion with the atomizers and Porker. So you see here I'm using it against the Outrun. This Outrun is really tanky, if you can see in the video. Here I go against the Ravana. To be honest, when I was playing here during the test server, I wasn't paying attention much to a lot of tactics or playing very smart, because I just want to showcase you guys the gameplay and the ability and how it looks. Talking about it looks, the Scorpion looks, in my opinion, really good. The yellow and the black silverish color is really cool. I also think it looks really nice when the tail of the Scorpion goes up with the yellow light coming off when his ability is active is a nice touch. Yeah, that's what I mean. As you can see there, the tail coming up, and then its ability is active. Yeah. So in my opinion, the Scorpion isn't much like I don't think it's overpowered, unless I guess you have a atomizer and Corker on it with his unlimited ammos, so that could be high leveled up and overpowered setup. The Scorpion itself, its ability is quite tricky. You could be trolling, you can be basically you can skip a lot of distance, you can do a lot of shortcuts like map wise, because you don't need to walk to a certain place to go to a roof or go somewhere else or go to a beacon. You can shortcut all of those things. Yeah. So, but I love it. I love teleporting bots. So I'm hoping Big Sonic will release much more teleport bots, like a Phantom, like a Scorpion, in different type of varieties. I would love that. Basically all my hangar would be a full teleport bot hangar. That would be so cool if they would release more. Yeah, well, if you can see here, back to the match, is that we are winning. Another match going really fast, which I don't have time to showcase you guys the Phantom, what I'm planning to do with the Phantom and why I have this setup. So that will be in the next match, which will be the last match as well. Here I think we'll be winning this. That's it. I haven't showed you the Titan either, so that will be in the last match as well. Jumping into the last and next match to show you my Phantom setup. So I'm starting off with the Phantom with Shredder and Atomizer. So why did I put on this setup is that in the live server right now I have a Phantom with 2 cryo weapons. I'm planning to replace them at least with 1 atomizer and probably 2 Quirkers. But before I get all of that, it's going to take some time, because I'm a free-to-win player. I need to build them in the workshop, get some silver to build them. But probably the first one that I'm going to get is an atomizer, and the atomizer has 500 meters. I don't want to keep the rhyme, which I could if I want to. But I have 2 shredders on the live server that I think would be a very good match, a good combination with the Phantom and the atomizer. Besides the fact that it has 500 meters as well, the shredders, they can also lock down enemies. That would be great for me to get close, use the atomizer's full ammo to its full potential, and start shredding them up. So just want to test this setup in the test server to be sure that it is a good setup. In my opinion, I am quite happy with it, though I found out that the damage output isn't that great. It's decent. If you would compare this one, and you'll see in the next bit, is that the Phantom with the atomizer and 2 Quirkers, the damage output is way better. But I like the lockdown, and in the beginning I don't have anything else. I'm probably going to put the shredder on it on the live server. So here I'm using the Scorpion, showcase the shotgun setup. Again, here you can see if the ammo is empty, it's just really, you're sitting duck. You can't do much. So that, in my opinion, just really, sucks and not my favorite. Managed to trigger his last stand, but then I die. I wanted to jump in, but they got the beacon, unfortunately, the D beacon, so I have to change. I go to C. Yeah, I go to C. This is the cryo setup. Pay attention to, you know, when the ammo is empty. This is a good setup for these type of things. So when you see, the same thing goes for the shotgun setup, is when you see an enemy who is low HP, you can directly teleport to them. Shotgun wise and cryo wise, you can kill them like in a matter of seconds. Okay, I don't know what this guy was doing, because he was suicide. Unfortunately, I couldn't kill him in time. But that type of setup against those type of situation is great. You know, it's a great way to get kills. But once your ammo is out, you know, shotguns and cryos, you can't do much. And if I would have to choose between cryo and shotguns, I would prefer the cryo, because at least you can still shoot some rockets in a very, you know, it's faster reload than the shotgun. And also its ability to, you know, add extra damage because they are cryo weapons. Yeah, so that's my opinion. Some of you might ask, like, you know, I'm already running up to this behemoth, why am I still using my ability? In case you're wondering, that is that I do that to gain the resistance and also the built-in weapon. Though I don't feel like the built-in weapon does a lot of damage, but I think it's that scorpion tail that you see that is doing the damage to the enemy, you know, like the damage over time and that kind of stuff. It's not much, but you know, it helps. Any little bit help. So here I jump into a Titan to defend this beacon. So 2 ruptures and a gendarme. In my opinion, you'll see later in this video, I'll be facing off a Arthur. To give you more context, is that on the live server I have an Arthur right now with the standard weapons on it, not leveled up yet, because I'm still waiting for the event to maybe win some, or for the event to end and see when the catalysm is available to purchase. I have around 1600 platinums right now. So I'm guessing that the catalysm is roughly around 700 or maybe 800 platinums. I hope it's cheaper though, but I think it's going to be roughly the same amount like the gendarme. So I want to get the catalysm with 2 ruptures, because you know, the catalysm is a good weapon to at least fight back against any enemy that is on a 600-meter range. And since the Arthur is so slow, it's good to have such a offensive weapon. Here you can see that I'm facing off against an Arthur. On the live server, I still have the regular machine weapons, you know, with the Vengeance. Those weapons doesn't do a lot of damage to the Arthur, because you have to break the shield first. Here you can see that my Rupture can really use splash damage to hurt the Arthur, you know. So why? That's also another reason why I have Ruptures. I want to have Ruptures on my Arthur, is that with that setup, without, you know, using or paying too much or needed too much platinum, my Arthur is very flexible in the sense that with that setup I can fight back a little bit against a Ao Ming or any other 600-meter weapons that they have, but at the same time I can fight Arthurs, or I can shoot a close range bots with the Rupture. Due to its splash damage, I can do decent amount of splash damage. In my opinion, that is a setup that is very flexible, and you can spend your platinum once in a very good way, instead of spending one time on, you know, only on like catalysms and cyclones, and then on the other side on machine guns that doesn't really hurt any Arthurs, in my opinion. You know, you have to break the shield first, and the Rupture doesn't need that. So that's why I did that with the Titan to test it out. Hopefully, in my opinion, I like it. I like the setup, so I will eventually save up enough platinum to get 2 Ruptures and a Catalysm. First one will be the Catalysm, and if nothing much changes in the Titan things, I will get 2 Ruptures. Who knows, by that time maybe Pixhunter will release stronger weapons, and I can go for that. As you can see here, I don't have much of a chance with a Phantom with a optimizer and quirker setup against a wing like this. But I try to evade his SAR weapons that he has on it, and get beacons. So you see here, he misses me, hits me with the second one. He is smart to shoot them separately instead of all at once, and got me killed in the end. So that's it. So back in the hangar. So these are my final thoughts. Let's talk about the Phantom first. So like I said before, the Phantom, this particular setup, for me in the live server, this is going to be my next setup that I'm going to be working on. I think it's nice because of the 500-meter range, also the lockdown of the shredder. But compared to this setup, this is going to be my end goal, my end game for the Marvel Avengers fan. This is what I want: good damage output, and you know, basically those weapons. Unlimited ammo is the next meta. Talk about the Titan. Like I said, the Gendarme won't be my choice because it's going to be a Catalysm with 2 ruptures. That's what I'm going to do on the live server. So the Scorpion with the shotgun setup, that's my least favorite setup, because the damage output is good, but the reload is so slow, and when you have used all of your ammo, you're sitting duck for the enemy. The Quarker and Atomizers, that's my #1 setup. That is really good, so I would advise everyone to try to, you know, if you go for a Scorpion, go for this setup. I think at distance is good and at close range is good. Second position would be the Cryos. They're quite good when you use your ability, and yeah, you know, good damage output. Best way to play it is to teleport back when you don't have any ammo left. But I probably won't be doing this setup, maybe at first, while I'm working on Atomizers and Quarker, but it's not going to be my end setup. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and that you guys have a good view on the new Scorpion bot. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers!